This is FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast, presented by OrionGolf.com. Head over to OrionGolf.com. They are the authority in golf facilities management. OrionGolf.com. Find out what they can do for you. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. I'm IndyCarTim. We've got a loaded Monday recap show for you. If you are a fan of the Johnny Free Show, you're in luck. We're rolling solo today, baby. And we've got a loaded Monday for you. We're talking about a huge bounce-back win on the PGA Tour for Matt Fitzpatrick at the 2026 Valspar Championship. A final round collapse from Sungjae Im, a close call for David Lipsky. Another encouraging sign from Xander Schauffele, and maybe more proof that Jordan Spieth may never, ever win on the PGA Tour again. And over on the LIV side, Bryson DeChambeau just keeps on doing what Bryson DeChambeau does. Another event, another win, another emotional finish as he takes down Jon Rahm in the playoff in South Africa with a second straight event win, and reminding everybody that when he gets hot, he can look absolutely unstoppable. I sure would like to see that on the PGA Tour, though, to see if that would hold up. So today we're going to break this thing down into two parts. First, the Valspar Championship and what Matt Fitzpatrick's win really means. And then we get to LIV Golf, Bryson's heater, Rahm's form, and what this all sets up heading into Augusta. We're going to start over in Florida, though. Matt Fitzpatrick finally gets it done, and I think the biggest takeaway from the Valspar Championship is Matt Fitzpatrick, and that he finally was able to cross the finish line. It wasn't just another good finish. This wasn't just another week where we say, hey, Fitzy is trending, or hey, man, he looks really close. No, Fitzpatrick closed the deal. He came from behind even. Shot a 368 on Sunday. That is how you get things done. He got to 11 under for the tournament and won by a single shot. That is his first PGA Tour win since the 2023 RBC Heritage, and honestly, it felt a bit overdue, at least to me. Maybe you guys differ here. By the way, if you are watching the live From the Rough at fanstreamsports.com, our YouTube page, or wherever you get your podcasts, then please drop us a hello, drop us a comment. We would love to hear from you. Or if you are listening to the recorded podcast at a later date than when we do this thing live, either on your favorite podcast app or at fanstreamsports.com. You can reach out to us 24/7 wherever you would like at 214-937-0569, 214-937-0569. That is the FanStream Sports Studio text line that is monitored for the most part 24/7. And if you leave your name, where you're from, and whatever your question or comment is, we will get to you thusly as soon as we see that for you. But lots of ways to reach out to us. Always, we want you to subscribe to one of our YouTube channels where this thing appears, either from Dallas, Ohio, Tampa Bay, or over in the Carolinas. Or just subscribe to the show. Leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. So, again, this thing for Matty Fitzpatrick felt a little overdue, especially what happened at the Players. He nearly snapped the drought there. He looked sharp. He looked confident, but he ran in some outrageous play late and did not quite finish it off. This time, though, about 250 miles away, he did not leave the door open. He walked through it, slammed it shut. And, because Matt Fitzpatrick is just one of those guys who never really felt gone. He felt it felt like he was just stuck. You could kind of see the pieces. The ball striking would flash. The control would show up. The course management was usually there, but the wins weren't. And for a player of this caliber, that starts to become the question. When is the next one coming? We're kind of there with Jordan Spieth right now. Well, now we know, at least for Matty Fitzpatrick, the answer was Valspar, and he earned it the hard way. He started the day 3 shots behind Im, who led this thing after 18, 36, and 54 holes. It certainly felt like Sungjae Im was going to cruise to victory and lead wire to wire. But that kind of setup usually makes the tournament leader the story. You're either going to see a wire-to-wire finish or a painful unraveling. And in this case, it turned into that painful unraveling because Im just never looked comfortable on Sunday. He shot 2 over 74, but that doesn't really come close to capturing how ugly his start was and how ugly his day absolutely was. He was backing up almost from the get-go, piling up bogeys early. The control he had shown in the first 3 days absolutely vanished by the time he got to where the leaders caught up to him on the back nine. Sungjae wasn't even really the center of the story anymore. And that's wild when you consider the position he was in all weekend. All he really needed was something steady, something like even par. Keep the train on the tracks, avoid the blow-up holes, make somebody chase you. Instead, he gave the field an opening, and Matthew Fitzpatrick was ready for it. And that's kind of what impressed me the most. Fitzy didn't exactly play on autopilot. This wasn't some easy birdie binge where the golf course rolled over and died. This round was a grind. The course got tougher. The shots got harder. The margin for error got smaller. And down the stretch, this tournament felt less like a sprint and more like a fist fight. And that back nine was messy for a lot of guys. A lot of poor swings, a lot of missed chances. You felt just kind of a lot of tension on the course. But Fitzpatrick found just enough. The moment of the day for me was probably the birdie on the par 3 15th, the 30-footer. Massive putt. And that's the kind of make that changes the energy of the tournament. All of a sudden now he goes from sharing the lead to owning it. And that's when it started to feel like it might be his day. Of course, David Lipsky had something to say about that. And let's give Lipsky real credit here. He didn't flinch. He birdied the par 5 14th in the group behind Fitzpatrick. He kept the pressure on all the way into the snake pit, and that's not easy to do when you're chasing a proven major winner and the course is getting nastier by the hole. Both guys handled 16. Both hit quality shots on 17. Neither made the birdie putt, so it all came down to 18, and Fitzpatrick delivered. He found the fairway on a hole that there is absolutely not guaranteed to find the fairway on the hole. He hit a beautiful approach in about 14 feet below the hole, and once again, with everything on the line, he poured in the putt. And that, my friends, is championship golf. That's why this win means absolutely everything beyond the trophy. It showed that Fitzy's form isn't just good enough to contend. He showed that he is good enough still to finish. And after a lean 2024 and a slower start to 2025, that's a huge development. This feels like a player who has fully reestablished himself as a real factor on the PGA Tour this season. And I thought it was the right kind of win, too. Again, not a birdie fest, not a soft finish, not one where the field stumbled and you inherit the win. He had to make real shots under real pressure on a hard course. And that travels, and I think that kind of win matters. And if you're looking ahead to bigger events, especially the majors, this is what you want to see. Now let's talk about the guy here who nearly stole the damn thing. David Lipsky. He was really, really strong this week. He didn't get the trophy, and that's what people will remember first. But he absolutely put himself in the mix and made Fitzpatrick earn every bit of it. He hung around when others faded. He played steady late. He gave himself a real chance. He just didn't quite have the answer on 18 after driving it into the rough. And sometimes that's just golf, especially on a course like this. One fairway missed, one angle lost, one chance gone. But still, for Lipsky, there's a lot to like there. And now the bigger story, maybe, Sungjae Im, because this is where the Valspar leaves a sour taste. For me, this was his tournament to win, and there's really no other way to say it. He had this thing all week. Sunday was set up nicely for him to finally close it. He didn't need brilliance. He just needed composure. Instead, the round completely got away from him, and fast. 5 bogeys in his first 10 holes with no birdies in that stretch is absolutely brutal from a golfer in that position. To his credit, he did stabilize enough on the back 9 to hang around in the top 10, but this was absolutely a missed opportunity, just plain and simple, for Sungjae Im. Now, I don't think all is doom and gloom for him. I thought there were positive signs this week, especially after a rough first couple of starts to the season. Clearly, a lot of his game was in a better place for most of the tournament, but when you've got an 18-hole, a 36-hole, and a 54-hole lead, and the event just slips away like that, it's going to stick with you, and it probably should. That should have been PGA Tour win number 3 for him. Instead, it turns into a Sunday that you would rather forget. Xander Schauffele, meanwhile, continues to be one of the more interesting stories on the tour because his game looks close, really close. He shot 6 under 65 on Sunday, one of the rounds of the day, and for a while, his 8 under number was the clubhouse lead everybody was staring at. He just didn't get enough out of Friday and Saturday really to capitalize when the leader started wobbling. And that's kind of the thing with Xander right now. You can see the direction, you can see the progress, you can see the game tightening up. But golf is 72 holes. At least it's supposed to be LIV Golf. And that last missing piece is usually the hardest one to grab. It's the one thing that eludes winners. And it's, for these guys, it's one thing to trend. It is absolutely another thing to stack 4 rounds in a way that puts a trophy in your hands on Sunday evening. And look, it's not far. I don't think Xander is far. But at the same time, not being far away from your game and having your game are two very different things. 5 under 66 on Sunday for Jordan Smith. He deserves a mention here, too. Set the clubhouse mark for a while, ended up with his best PGA Tour finish. I think that matters. Those FedEx Cup points matter. Those top-end finishes matter. For a guy trying to establish himself on this level, I think this is a week for Jordan Smith to remember and to be proud of. Another one of these guys that clearly, if you listen to the open of the show, you know I am not very high on right now. Maybe being too hard on him. I'll accept that. But that's Jordan Spieth. I want to spend a minute kind of on him because I think the same tension remains for him. I can see it. He can feel it. His game looks better, but every time you start to buy in, there's just something there for Jordan Spieth that undoes everything. And you have to pause. He finished 6 under, tied for 11th. He closed with a 68. That is all very solid. And generally speaking, his game seems to be in a much healthier place than it was when he was completely drifting and lost out in space. But he still isn't quite turning those opportunities into low numbers often enough. I thought there were moments this week where I felt like he had a 65 or 66 in him, and instead he walked off with a 69 or even a 70. And that's the problem. That's the difference between what we would call encouraging signs for Jordan Spieth and a genuine Sunday threat for Jordan Spieth. Look, if you're a Spieth fan, you'd rather be here than where things were, not that long ago. The edge looks closer. His game looks a little better. The question, though, for me is whether he can start putting full rounds and then full tournaments together, because right now he is not doing that. And for Jordan Spieth, that's inexcusable. Look, I've said it before, sometimes a little tongue-in-cheek. Families will ruin your golf game. Getting married messes you up, and having kids mess you up as a player. It's natural. It happens. It's okay. If that's your priority and that's what you want to do in life, go get married and have kids. Just know ahead of time your golf game is going to suffer. It happens to everybody. It even happened to Scotty. And don't say it didn't, because it did. Look at the numbers. Let's talk about Brandt Snedeker for a little bit. He was probably the coolest story of the week, even if the ending didn't quite cooperate. He's 45 years old. He's hanging around the top. He even grabbed the solo lead early on Sunday, and he kind of gave the whole event for me, a little bit of unexpected juice. But eventually the ball striking issues that he's been dancing around all week finally caught up with him. And that's how usually, things start to head off track a little bit. You can only scramble so long before those cracks start to widen. Even so, I thought this was a really fun reminder of what a veteran can still do when the putter heats up and the confidence shows up. No fairy tale finish, but definitely one of the better stories of the week. Now, like maybe my mixed bag story of the week, how about Brooks Koepka? His putter wasn't the problem, which is actually news. He remains an excellent ball striker, but he just wasn't sharp enough off the tee or around the greens. And on a course like this, that is a problem. So I think the read on Brooks is that there's progress, but not complete progress. Some parts of the game are clearly there. Others lag behind. Justin Thomas had a quieter week and didn't really put much together, I didn't think. The iron play still looks like a work in progress, and that's usually kind of the engine for him when he's at his best. But all of that stuff aside, the big picture of the Valspar was Matt Fitzpatrick's week, and it felt important. Important not just because he won, but because of how he won, where he won, and what it says about this place and what it says about his game right now. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't smoke and mirrors. This looked like a really good player reasserting himself. So, yeah, that's kind of where I saw things from a PGA Tour standpoint. Let's take a break here, and then we're going to come back on the other side. Talk a little LIV Golf, which we don't normally do on this show, but we've had requests. And, look, I absolutely despise LIV Golf. I don't consider it to be real golf. But I do consider the guys that play it real golfers. And Bryson's always been one of my guys until the last couple of years. So let's talk a little bit of LIV Golf as they made the trip over to South Africa for some reason. I guess they ran out of golf courses in America to play. I don't get it. I don't know why we got to go to South Africa to play golf, but that's what they did. And we'll come back on the other side. We will talk about it. This is FanStream Sports. This is From the Rough. I'm IndyCarTim, back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there. Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Hey folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka,
named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly. Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. This is a Johnny Free show. PGA of America member Johnny Gerber on golf assignment today, as he typically is on a Monday. He will be back with us on Wednesday for our preview episode. But I wanted to spend a little time today on something we don't ever do. As a matter of fact, in the 5 years plus that this show has been on the air, we have never one time talked about a LIV Golf event. Not one. I realize LIV hasn't been around 5 years, but in the time LIV Golf has been around, I've probably said LIV Golf more in this episode than we have said combined in the prior almost 6 years of this show. Actually, almost 7 years of this show. And I wanted to talk about it today because Bryson DeChambeau, look, he was one of my favorite guys for a long time on the PGA Tour. He made the decision to go over there to that other thing, and I get it. That's fine. Take the money. I get it. It's what all those guys have done. Brooks realized it was probably the biggest professional mistake he ever made, and he came back, paid the price. Bryson hasn't come to that realization yet, and that's okay. Bryson's having fun doing what Bryson is doing. And what is Bryson doing? He's beating the hell out of Jon Rahm. He wins again, Bryson DeChambeau does. His second straight event, this time in South Africa, and this time it comes with a little extra drama because he had to outlast Jon Rahm in a playoff. And that's not some side character. We're talking about Jon Rahm. And Bryson got him. These were two of the biggest names on the PGA Tour before they bolted. You have to understand that. Now they are two of the biggest names on that tour. And unfortunately, because it's what it is, they've relegated themselves to being ringmasters in a sideshow circus. But that's fine. They're competing against each other, and that's what matters. The two of them finished at 26 under in what was a low-scoring week at the club in Stein City, which sounds about right, given the way those two are playing right now. March on the LIV Tour, basically has turned into a two-man power grab between these two guys. Rahm won in Hong Kong. Bryson won in Singapore. Bryson wins again in South Africa with Rahm hot on his trail, and I literally am gagging a little bit in my mouth mentioning Hong Kong, Singapore, and South Africa. Whatever. That's what LIV wants to do. Might be the last time I ever talk LIV Golf on this show, by the way. I'm fighting through this out of my respect for Bryson. Bryson grabbed the latest one, which matters because of the momentum he has now gained. And by the way, I don't care what tour it was on. That shot that he hit on 18, I've seen replays of it. A 3-wood from 285 out of the mud on a par 5. He carried the bunker. He got it all the way up. Hole high for an eagle look. An absolutely ridiculous shot. I don't care who you are. There's maybe a handful of guys anywhere in the world on any tour that would have even attempted that shot. and even fewer that could have pulled it off. Now, of course, in very Bryson fashion, he didn't make that eagle putt, but the birdie was enough, and then he got emotional. And when I say he got emotional, I mean that very literally. He was clearly, there was something going on in his head. He was feeling deeper, something deeper inside of him than just another win, as you saw the emotions pouring out. His post-round comments made it even more obvious. He talked a lot about what was happening in the past week, about being grateful for a lot of things, about praying for perseverance, about remembering there's more to life than golf. So whatever specifically was weighing on him, it clearly made this one hit differently for him. And again, for him being a guy that I've respected for a long time, that I've had interaction with, that I've seen here in the Dallas area, of course, where he's from, I love the dude. I hate where he is, but that's okay. Whatever it is that he is going through, it all came out in that moment. And those moments are very, very, very real. And for a sport, really all of sports, where players sometimes come off as a little robotic after wins, this absolutely was not that for Bryson. It felt raw, it felt human, and I think fans responded to that. Because for all the noise around Bryson over the years, people still connected with authenticity. And when they see it, they grab it. From a golf standpoint, though, the bigger headline is obvious. Bryson is playing absolutely terrific golf heading towards the Masters, and that's really the story right now. So there you go. There is your LIV Golf update, your Bryson update, whatever you want to call it. I'm only doing that because Johnny's not here today, you guys. He probably would not have allowed the LIV Golf update. So enjoy it. If you want more LIV Golf on the show, let me know. If you never want to hear me say LIV Golf again, let me know that too in the comments in the YouTube video, or just find me on social media at IndyCarTim, wherever. The show is at From the Rough PGA. The network is at FanStream DFW. Or just 214-937-0569. Just say, please don't ever talk LIV Golf, or say, please more LIV Golf, and we'll make that happen for you. But for today, that's going to do it for the show. Johnny will be back on Wednesday for our preview show. We'll have all the golf content over at fanstreamsports.com for you. Back on Wednesday, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, live at fanstreamsports.com on one of our 4 YouTube channels, or later the same day, wherever you get your podcasts, and always at fanstreamsports.com. Until Wednesday, boys and girls, I'm IndyCarTim. Y'all keep hitting them straight.